Hello everyone, my name is Marta. I'm here on YouTube community to make a request to Amal Clooney, who is an international human rights lawyer, which takes some difficult situation publicly, and I want her to take my case to the European High Commission for Human Rights. It's all about corruption, let's say bribery, of the Italian authority against my person. I suppose they should have been on my side until it's proven otherwise. This is the Italian criminal law says. Also says the Italian Constitution on the Article 3rd says, and I will read it before in Italian. Tutti I cittadini hanno pari dignità sociale e sono uguali davanti alla legge, senza distinzione di sesso, di razza, di lingua, di religione e di opinioni politiche e di condizioni personali e sociali. Let's say it in English. It says all citizens have equal social dignity and are equal before the law without distinction of sex, race, language, religion, political opinion, personal and social condition. That's the third article. So if I am citizen of this country, why I don't have the same right and duty as anyone else? Why am I being rejected when I went to the Carabinieri station to make report against one person? Was in February 2019, and then in May and June. Previously in June 2017, I have successfully made a report against Nicola Belfort. Even though wasn't any reason to go further in a court, I was asked a question by the police. This wasn't only thing illegal done by them, because there was no on the judicial proceeding in this country. There was no way they could ask me question. They could even ask me, and I have a paper also for that, ask me question or ask me anything, because they couldn't get on alone with the judicial system at all. Because when I was asked a friend of mine to have a look into it, she's a lawyer and I have studied law in this country, which is jurisprudence, so I know how does it proceed the law in here. Even in this case, it wasn't all about it. Even in this case, it was all about money. Cutting Carter has no clue or idea about the judicial system proceeding in this country. When I was in London, in Richmond area, where I was living and working, I was volunteering for 2 years for Richmond, Visit Richmond, which is a part of Richmond Council. The head of the Richmond tourism is Angela Ivy. In September 2013, I started volunteering for Richmond Aid, which is a local ONG based in Teddington. At that time, I was falsely accused of being a Middle Eastern woman who was making a fraud against Richmond Council and against Richmond Aid. I was already also part of the Richmond Aid team, Richmond Aid Disability Action, that is the correct name of this organization, and the head of the organization is Lucy Burney. I took a babysitting job through an agency called After School Nanny. Because for me it wasn't, I wasn't getting any money by doing these two volunteering jobs. So, because I needed part-time job, that is what I found as a part-time job, even though it's not part-time, because when you in England, when you go over 16 hours, that is what the law says, it's not any longer a part-time job, it is a full-time job. So the agency found me a job not far from my home. In September 2014, I start to work for Bedford family in East Sheen. As soon as I start, Nicola Bedford made a false allegation, and also the agency failed. The after-school nanny agency failed to let me know that Nicola Bedford is mentally unstable woman. When I was in London, I was sharing flat with my sister in Isleworth. For a few years, we ended under the Hounslow Council from Richmond Council. This apparently made Nicola Bedford aware of any wrongdoing by myself. My sister has a rare condition called lupus. She is under heavy medication which affected her mentally. Carton Carter, who is a middleman between Richmond, aid Nicola Bedford, and then between Richmond Tourism and Nicola Bedford, and then she was middleman between the church and Nicola Bedford, the church that every Sunday evening I used to go. Nicola Bedford and Catherine Carter have taken advantage, obviously, of my sister, in which my sister was advantage of her situation, the situation in which she was. And Nicola realized that I knew she was her who made the first allegation against me. She was advised by someone, let's say that is Catherine Carter, even though I know, to sack me from babysitting job that I was doing between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. that I was doing in after my volunteering job. Sorry, I'm just waiting to get where I'm I was sacked. When I come across with a friend of mine who's lawyer too, we called the Richmond Council to ask them what was about, because she said to me when she sacked me that the Richmond Council told her that she's supposed to sack me because I wasn't fit to work for her. So at that point, the next day, we called the Richmond Council. The Richmond Council didn't know anything about it. Actually, Richmond Council asked me to report this woman because she was lying absolutely. So, which I didn't, because I know I don't do anything illegal. I don't do anything that can harm anyone. I don't use witchcraft than they use. And on the 9th of December 2014, I was taken by force from my flat in Isleworth to the mental hospital to be checked. As soon as I was there, in the hands of the nurses, they immediately realized that I am victim of something sinister. They immediately gave me advice how to deal with the situation, which I said the truth when they realized that I say the truth that is. So the nurse, she was so nice. Absolutely, that is how British people are. People that love the truth, people that loves not like Catherine Carter and Nicola Bedford. When they realized that I knew Nicola Bedford was behind everything, she did what she did. They immediately gave me advice, and I asked for my right inside. I was advised to get a lawyer, and I made a call to friends who knew about the investigation. All my friends that they were working with me, they knew about the investigation, and they were all of pissed off with it because they couldn't understand the reason why I had to be investigated when they knew it exactly who I was. So the friends of mine called the others, and he said to me, we will see you in a court on Monday morning. At that point, the hospital, when they realized that I was doing everything seriously, I was immediately discharged on Saturday morning. before Monday, before everyone could come to witness for me. So I used to have planned my return to Milan because it was near to Christmas, and I booked my plane for my return to Milan on this 22nd of December. And at that point, friends of mine, to make sure that I was leaving London, he came early morning, 4 o'clock, to get me to the airport. These are the real friends who get worried for yourself because they know what awful situation you get, even though I didn't ask her because I'm not Middle Eastern, I'm Eritrean Italian. I'm so proud of it, and she doesn't suppose to do any kind of allegation against me because she knew it. Everyone knew in the school of her children, they knew she was mentally unstable. Even a friend that she said to me she was her friend turned out to be not her friends, and the lady, she was so worried for me, Vicky, her name. She was so worried for me because she realized that everyone knew that Kachinkata is mentally unstable woman. So when I came back in Italy, I didn't go back to on this. I supposed to return on the 6th of January, and I didn't at that point because there was no way I was going back after what was happening, all the lying, deception, corruption, because the corruption they started over there in the hospital. They start to corrupt people. Kachinkata, she start to corrupt everyone, and she was so worried for me, and I have to do it again. Let's do it again.